doing well. Anyways, got to thinking, and I know that's always a scary thought, but hear me out. We've had, I don't know how many illegal immigrants come into this country who have been fed, housed, medical needs met, clothed, whatever. Sake of argument, let's just say a million, which isn't a lot in people. It's a lot in money, at least for those of us that don't have it, right? But back to point. How are they able to house and feed and do all this for illegal immigrants? But for years, we've had homeless, starving children in our country, veterans, homeless, hungry. I'm not going to talk about the people who want to be out on the streets because, well, you're choosing to be there. But how can our government find the capability to do that other than to help their agenda? All right, let's not point out the obvious. Other than the obvious, why haven't they done this before for our very own people here in the United States? I think it's something that should be talked about, brought up to some of these guys in power. And then I got to thinking, there was a mass exodus in, let's say, California. People said, nope, don't want to do all this, but you still leave with all your ideas. You can take your ideas to other places, but that's not the problem. I mean, it is. But the problem is, they've told us how many people have left, roughly, California and other states, blue, red states. What are they doing with those houses? And on top of the people that left, there's cities where legal drugs are a massive problem. And people just quit paying their bills, so there's some more houses up for grabs. This is in any other city too. But you're sending all these immigrants to New York, Chicago, sanctuary cities. So again, the question is, what's going on with all those houses? Who's occupying them? I'm not saying put the immigrants in there first, but we still got some homeless veterans and homeless children out there that need to be somewhere safe, especially on cold days like this. All kinds of snow outside, man. Towns closed down. Where's all that global warming at? Something else I don't think we're talking about. I saw something like freezes and snow, whatever, like 80% of the country or something like that. Where is your global warming at? I'm not seeing it. You have the left continually calling Trump a racist, but I've seen no evidence of him being a racist. In fact, the exact opposite.
Oh no!
You keep saying, the left, that is, that and Biden, that MAGAs are a threat to everything. Now let's think back to when Trump left it up to the states for the lockdowns. Now he had a perfect opportunity to be a tyrant, dictator, all that. He didn't fall for the trap. So they're still saying he's a threat to democracy when he left it to the states. He's a threat to democracy when he's been silenced and his supporters. But the left hasn't. But somehow MAGA is a threat to society. I hate always bringing up abortion. But you have the left pushing for abortion, saying that states are making it illegal. And from an easy Google search, you can see that is false. There's no state where abortion is 100% illegal. A lot of states have it, where the only time for abortion is if the mother's life is in danger. Then they keep calling us all extremists. But I haven't seen anything extreme from the right yet. In fact, the exact opposite. It's almost like everyone's sitting around waiting on a plan to happen. While the left's plan has been in full swing since, well, that infamous picture I've shared about now is a tremendous opportunity to restructure things to fit our vision. They kept saying Trump was going to cause World War III. We were nowhere close to it. And look at the situation right now with a Democrat in office, or as president, I should say. Which I know usually Republicans are the war machines. One of the reasons I voted Republican while I was in Iraq, job security. Plus I just have, I guess, Republican values. But anyways, other things we're not talking about. You guys are gonna have to look this up. I'm just going to could put it on the TV for you guys, but I've already watched it a couple of times. So maybe I will bring it up on the TV. I just have to move the camera. Oh no, don't move the camera. So if might be lucky, I don't know where the remote is to the TV. Whoops. Excuse me. It fell underneath it. Excuse me, chair when I was sleeping. Oh well, so anyways. Look up LGBTQ mall employee rapes toddler he was babysitting. It's not been covered anywhere on the media in this video from this podcaster, which is the Officer Tatum. I believe it was from a couple of days ago. Let me see. All these comments were from 2 days ago. And I bet you, I'd be willing to make a $20 bet he's not a MAGA person. And I'm not saying we don't have pedos on the right. I'm just saying the left is pushing to make these things okay and acceptable in society. Saw an interesting thing where someone had said the start of all this was actually Playboy breaking the barrier of being conservative, I guess, keeping your clothes on. I'm not sure if that's the right word I'm looking for. Let's go with it so I don't dwell on it for 20 minutes. But to make sex and admiring the beauty of women more of everyday life. Right, so you got to start with the adults. It's kind of what these people were saying, and gradually let it trickle down to kids. And so now you have God taken out of schools and drag queens doing story time with your kindergartners, while simultaneously telling them it's okay as children to mutilate themselves. My son's 10. He just turned 10 not too long ago. When he was 9, or while he was 9, he said something about getting a tattoo. If you see my prior videos, I'm obviously have tattoos. I told him don't be stupid. Alright, so in no way am I endorsing my kid doing anything bad to his body. That wasn't naturally given to him. But, so what's the other thing we're not talking about that caught my eye? Tell you what, the whole immigrant thing and them being able to feed, house, give them medical supplies, whatever, that just really chaps me. Not that I have a big heart for people that are homeless. I do for kids. Obviously, kids shouldn't be put in situations like that, especially if the government can get them right out of it. And the government has proven they can do that. All right, so they have now put them. We need to put them on the hook and hold them accountable to take care of our people, Americans. People were already homeless before this tidal wave of mass immigration came in, so they could try to get the votes for the left. Oh no, forgot where I was going. um, left keeps trying to push this climate agenda too. And I think they've said we've warmed up like a half a degree or point 0.2 or something. I don't know. I don't follow it because I already know it's a bunch of bull junk. It's just another cult out there. I know that's what other people are saying. I really shouldn't say cult, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I said I don't follow it enough, but if we're having global warming, then why are we having all this ice and snow? I think it's worth a thought. Or does global warming only happen during the summertime? I'm not sure how it works, except I don't follow it. Um, so if that was 2 days ago, I don't know, Trump just won Iowa, which I guess is good news. Well, now I can't think. Tell my brain to go mush. Man, we're not talking about some other things. What else do we need to hold the government accountable for? That, oh yeah, so we can see. I mean, Fox News is saying they're drilling more here now, and that's why gas prices are going down. Well, we already knew that could happen because when Trump was in office. So this should raise the question because we see what they're doing to Trump. Now, those of us that believe our own eyes and just want to give people the benefit of the doubt know Trump won. There were stuffed ballots, blah blah blah, whatever. They whole movie about it, Thousand Mules. Watch them, how they did it, blah everything. Um, so they know Biden didn't win, just like we do. All right, trying to give the rest of the Americans out there benefit of the doubt that you were smart enough to see all this coming because there were so many of us telling you all the things that were coming. Inflation, communism, socialism, show me your vaccine papers. The immigration will take away the black card. What I'm saying is blacks can no longer be a minority if you got all these other people from other countries coming in. That's not going to work anymore. It really doesn't work when you have every race trying to suck off the government's teat either. All right, just everything's. You guys wanted it. You voted for the flip flop of America, but the flip flop probably isn't what you wanted. Again, you're gonna hate white people for whatever reason if that's the kind of person you are. White people are still gonna be white, struggling just like everybody else. Other people are doing good just like everyone else, right? All races, doesn't matter what race you are, depends on how smart you are with life and your money, choices you made. One of them you voted in. But so anyways, we know we could have had cheaper gas prices. We know for a fact, other than the fact, there's a whole lot of fact there. They've let a whole bunch of people in, and that they're having to feed, clothe, everything else. We shouldn't have a shortage of anything. I mean, we just shouldn't. Oh man, all right. Well, anyways. So, how does someone wearing a red MAGA hat that bumps shoulders with a black person on the sidewalk, all this is made up, get complete news coverage for being a hate crime, but nothing is said about men, multiple men, doing things to 2-year-old kids that shouldn't be done. So if the left can call us all racist, I just forget all the rest, you know them, then surely we can say that the left is nothing but pedos, cross-dressing, pedophile, vegetarians. No, just kidding. It's stupid to say. I can't even get it all out of my mouth. Because anyone with common sense should know. But, it's not even people's opinions. We all have a right to them. We have the right to freedom of speech. It's what people are falling for. That also bothers me. Like, if you go to anybody on the left, and I'd really like to have a conversation. I was going to go live and just try to see who would drop in, and hopefully a lefty would come in, especially a radical one, far left. Whatever comes out of your mouth, I can go and listen to 100 other people say the exact same thing, almost word for word. What I'm getting at is you have no independent thought. Because if you fall for anything the left is saying, it's kind of proof you have no independent thought. I mean, MK Ultra has went to a whole new level with you guys. But there was a time when everybody was watching the news. I wasn't. I've said multiple times what caught my attention and what got me into politics, so I'm not repeating. And I was telling people on the Book of Faces, man, y'all got to unplug. You'd be a lot happier if you did. Like, you guys are getting serious about some things. But one thing that bothers me about Trump is how people, and I know I've said this, but see, Ramaswamy wasn't rubbing me right either. And, mad shout out to Ramaswamy, right, for stepping down and out of the race because, well, if you watch, I said why he did it. I believe him. Like I said, there's things that he had said that just rub me the wrong way. But if some of the things he said rub me the wrong way, then I guess Trump would have to rub me the wrong way too. But I guess maybe there's like a parallel to that's how Trump is, and we don't know who this guy is. And it's like chasing on the heels of Trump, trying to say he's going to take it further than Trump, and I have no doubt the man probably could. It's just highly unfortunate for him right now that we know Trump can deliver, and he could deliver a whole lot more if the left wasn't so worried about keeping their power, flip-flopping our country, all of our morals and values. I mean, he would just get a lot more done. The left, far left is pushing this agenda so hard, and they've said Trump isn't going to win again. I always say that because they've said it again. So, I mean, who's not curious, especially after what happened in Iowa last night, on what they're going to do? I mean, it's either going to have to be a really grand scheme of things, right? Just, wow, nobody saw that coming. Or they're just going to do the same thing because they know they can get away with it. They've already gotten away with it. Whatever mistakes they made last time, they've had 4 years to correct. So, I think it's going to be an interesting year, to say the least. Man, I know there was something else. It's on the tip of my brain, in the back of my tongue. Something else that we are not talking about that caught my attention. Okay, well, hope everyone enjoyed that. I have no idea how long this is. Kind of wish I did. Something else catches my mind, I'll be sure to get on here. Oh yeah, but who do you think the left is going to pull out of the hat? I mean, do we think they're just going to keep Biden in office and then push him out and put, is that because Kamala's already there, slide her right on in? Slide her in there like she came down off a stripper pole. But some people are saving Gavin Newsom. I don't know about all that. But what do I know? I'm not a lefty. But I've never heard, I don't think I've even heard a podcaster say this because Ramaswamy was grabbing a lot of people's attention. What if, because I've said this about Trump, I didn't say he was a plan by Democrats, because that's obviously not the case. But what if Ramaswamy is? I have nothing to base that on. I mean, he says a lot of the same things Trump does, but he'll even go into a little bit of detail of like how he's going to do it, because he'll tell you he's a scholar of the law more than Trump is, and I mean, I'm gonna have to take him at his word, right? I don't know the man. I've read a couple of things, one book for sure on Trump. Yeah, he doesn't, at least then, didn't understand exactly how things work. Even I was like, nah, and that's bad. So how do we make sure, you know what, let's just talk about what nobody's really talking about. I like to think, and I watch a lot of videos, even left ones, even though it's not very often because I feel my IQ wanting to drop. There's a lot of people, doesn't matter where you come from, that's opening their eyes to Trump and what Trump did and what he's capable of doing. So let's pretend for a second the last election wasn't rigged. And that small margin that Biden supposedly won by is that margin of people who now have woke up. Maybe a few other stragglers here and there, and Trump doesn't win this time. Biden's still in office. And you know it with the fiber of your being. I'm just going to laugh and be like, no, we tried to tell you last time it was rigged, didn't listen, ain't going to listen to you now. But seriously, as Americans, knowing with our own eyes and ears what we see, at least what the news shows us, what's going on, what people are getting away with, what would happen to you personally being on the other side of the fence just politically. And that's the environment we're in. If you don't think so, then you haven't been paying attention. Forgot where I was going with it. Maybe that happens. Oh yeah. America didn't wait on one man. Americans didn't wait on one man to save or build America. People out there trying to say Biden's trying to compare himself to Washington. Washington was a farmer. Led a bunch of people, kicked a lot of butt. Was president. So people need a leader. I don't need a leader. What I need is the government doing what they swore to do. And that's protect us from our foreign adversaries, first off. Safe from crime. Safe from all of our rights being, any of our rights being stepped on, crushed, whatever. Wars have been fought for it. Keep it, have it, save it. And like throwing leftover food away, they've been able to censor information, censor the opposing voices, and we're all still just sitting around. waiting on Trump. Well, that's real scary, I think. So, if this election doesn't go the way we hope it goes, get this country back to at least some morals, values, and standards, what are we as Americans going to do about it? Because in 4 years, we've sat around and watched and let a lot of things happen to this place we call home. Yeah, we don't know who all's coming across that border. Not all of them are bad. Some of them want what was known as the American dream. People don't go through what some of these people have gone through. Well, first off, to come right back to the country they just left. But what I'm getting at, so many people have been willing to die for the idea of America and travel thousands of miles, boat, foot, raft, whatever they can do, right? All kinds of dangerous elements, cartel. I guess that's about all the dangers. People you're actually with, they don't know who's next to them outside of who they're with, right? We try to make friends along the way. Why would anybody put themselves through that? And before the Biden administration have chances of being caught and sent right back to where you came from, because there's a proper way, legal way of doing things. Why would they go through all that if this is a racist, all white, whatever kind of bullshit keeps getting thrown down everybody's throats to make them hate America? Why would they do that? Plenty of people like myself signed their name on that dotted line to go fight to protect this idea. Some of us didn't make it, obviously. So all of us could vote, run our mouth however we want without censorship, right? Now you get hit in the mouth for running your mouth, well, that comes with it. That's a chance you're willing to take. I'm just saying. Like I said, if I didn't think my IQ would drop, I would just watch the left news for entertainment only. But the fact that people listen to it, not only listen to it, but they believe it, is dumbfounding to me. I mean, like, how? I mean, how are you just so lost in life and in this world that what they say actually makes sense when there's no proof of anything? I mean, where's all the MAGA extremists at? Where's all their looting and rioting, wearing the MAGA hats? Where is it? I'm not seeing it. I'm not saying all these flash mobs don't have Republicans or couldn't have Republicans in them. That'd be dumb to say. People of all backgrounds are going to take advantage of certain situations. Greed is in our nature. Started all the way back in the beginning. It's in the Bible. We wanted more. So we had to eat from the tree that was forbidden because having everything wasn't enough. And that's where America's at. We had everything. Could we get better on some issues? Well, I don't know, because I haven't been in politics. I don't go around hating people because of the color of their skin. I may not like you because your religion tells you to kill me because I'm not part of your religion or whatever. And it's not that I don't like you, it's just I can't trust you. So if I can't trust you, well, I don't want to take the time to get to like it because I'm always going to have that in the back of my mind. Well, this mother might just because I'm a Christian. No, I ain't got time for that. Why would we want that in our country? Why would we let some country that we bomb the hell out of buy any of our land? Why would we let any country that just really doesn't like us, that has a grudge against us, that doesn't have the same set of values as we do, core principles, Constitution, all that stuff that makes America great. First off, why would we let them in here? Period. But why would we let them buy up any of our land? All right, I mean, Americans need to start being Americans again. And we get back to this left and right nonsense after we get back to America. Because whatever we're living now is retarded. I was talking to somebody. I have PTSD. I wrote a book about it. Look it up. PTSD and Even Within. Anyways, the way normal, average people that's never seen combat, let's say it's probably never even been in a fight before, never heard a gunshot outside of a range or hunting in the woods or, just next to whatever might be a perfect life. I don't know. I've enjoyed mine. But what I'm getting at is they're walking around with PTSD now. Hypervigilance, constantly. It's like they're expecting something to happen because, the news has everybody scared. You got the left pushing for a civil war. The right showing, telling us in plain sight without saying it. It's really not good to be a Republican with your own. It's not good to be an American with your own independent thought. It's either you toe the line or look at Trump. That's what they're showing us. But they're trying to make it all about, again, why are they so scared of one man? I mean, I just really want some of these answers. Nobody's giving them to me. The only thing I'm going to hear is how Trump is everything but a Christian, but can't show me anything proven otherwise. The left has promised when Biden got in office they're going to be transparent, and right now they won't even tell you how much the new Green Deal package is going to cost. And how's that working out? Anyways, again, where's the global warming at? Why aren't the electric cars selling? And they're having to stop production on the windmills in the ocean, which is a good thing. Why would you want to pollute your view with that in the ocean? Why would you want to look out of any body of water and see big metal windmills out there? Always talking about the future. Well, the future ain't going to have nothing to look at or nowhere to live. But in between global warming and Project Bluebeam and virus X420 90210, keeping crime legal, and all these other fun things the left is doing. These guys with their globalist agenda, New World Order, and all that. Anyways, I'm sure we'll find a way to weed out the population. Especially when I forgot where it was. I wish I could find it and my controller of the TV so we could watch it together. How breathing, what we do naturally, is bad for the environment. And I know it's in one of my other videos how kids are bad for the environment. So that's why you should get abortions. Again, you should be getting paid for those. Why would any government entity, right, that's supposed to work for the people, I mean, are they just getting too many people to take care of? They're getting lazy. No, please abort your kids because you won't be able to have a career. Career is important. Not the kid, your career is. Seriously. I mean, but again, why would a government entity push for the killing of human beings? Why would they do that? I mean, just give me a government who's supposed to protect the people and be for the people, work for the people, are telling you to go out there and kill your kids, your unborn children. Riot about it. Allow vandalism to buildings about it. Allowing it. Doing a good job. Go get another one. Yeah, you. But you got protesters turning on Biden because they're brainwashed to think what Hamas is doing is good, and that Bin Laden was good, and all this other. I mean, yeah, I've been indoctrinated too. Um, Mine just has a more peaceful way of life, but they've created a monster they almost can't control now, because all the things they've allowed, they didn't think, hey, these guys might turn on us if we don't do what they want, because we've been telling them to go out here and do all these things for us, riot, right, Antifa, BLM, go cause all this chaos, get you a little check, we'll help you along the way. And now they're like, you know what? You gotta do what we say. Get on our side, or we're gonna break down the gates you put up for the MAGA Republicans and come in there, do whatever it is they're gonna do, but that wouldn't be called an insurrection. No matter what happens, that would never be called an insurrection, because it's the left's people. So if anybody asks how Hitler was able to do what he was able to do, a bunch of people in Germany probably doing what we're doing right now. Nothing. Sitting around and waiting on a savior to come. Someone come save us. And then keep them from being treated like the Jews were treated. Yeah, they got on board real quick, didn't they? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. But once they don't need you to push your child mutilation ideas, or that the whole world hates you because of this color of your skin, once they don't need you for that anymore, and they have their agenda pushed, and we fall under more government control, because if they control your money, they control you. I promise you that. That's just one thing. You ain't going to Google it. Just trust me on it. Once they accomplish that, and you're just as poor as the guy, and just as miserable, mind you, as the guy wearing a red MAGA hat. What about me? They didn't need you anymore. You're being used, just like abortions are being used to make sure all those sick puppies out there got what they need from child baby parts. See, I haven't heard the left ever, I don't think, say why they need you. I don't think tell you how to vote and why you should vote for them. I'm trying to think if that works on the right too. Because honestly, if you listen to one Trump campaign, you've heard them all. But he is starting to mix it up a little bit now. Actually, starting to talk about other things. It's awesome. You know, what? I mean, the right's saying it too. We got to get Biden out of office. We know that. But the left is, we got to get Trump out of office. You know, but wherever that thought was going, I don't think that was going to work. But I think I've wasted enough of everybody's time. But I would like to start seeing some proof of all these things the right's being accused of. And while you seem like you're on the winning side and your voices seem louder right now, which is the opposing side of, the right. Once the government doesn't need you, they'll leave you to fend for yourself. Ask any veteran.